Okay, so for example video today, I'm going to do the first question of your chapter 9 exercises. It is your page number 147. Okay, so I'm going to do that question as an example for you to see how we do our credit purchases journal, and then we are going to do the individual records, and then we are going to do an accounts payable schedule as well. Okay. So now let's read the question first. So credit purchases, accounts payable. The following credit purchases were made by Doncaster Electricals during July 2023. Okay, so these are all the transactions. In a spreadsheet, enter the above transactions in a credit purchases journal, which is the first one here, using a special column for purchases of materials. Okay, so I've got the column over here, materials, lights and sundries. Okay. Transfer the information from the purchases journal into individual records for accounts payable, and then prepare an accounts payable schedule as of 31st of July 2023. Okay, so let's get going. Let's look at first the credit purchases journal. So first of all, we need to make some columns here. The first column is always the date column, so they need to run in order. Okay, July 2nd, July 5th, 9th, 13th, 19th and 24th. So 2nd, 5th, 9th, 13th, 19th and 24th. Accounts payable, so that's the name of the business or an individual, okay, from whom you're buying the goods. So accounts credit purchases journal is your business is buying the goods or services from another business. Okay, now accounts payable, again this is accounts payable, so this is going to go into your current liabilities in your balance sheet. Okay, so that means you have to pay these businesses money. Okay, now let's look at the entries one by one. So the first one is bought electrical materials on credit from Wholesale Electrics, invoice number 32001, $500 plus $50 GST. Okay, so Wholesale Electrics, so that's the name of the business. Invoice number 32001, materials for $500. Okay, so bought electrical materials, so that's where you find that it is materials. Okay, materials for $500 plus $50 GST, and then the total amount account payable is $550 to Wholesale Electrics. Okay, now next is on July 5th, credit purchase of light fitting from Light R Us by Us Proprietary Limited, $340 plus 34 GST, invoice number 4530. Okay, so Lights R Us accounts payable, 4530 is the invoice number. Lights worth $340 plus $34 GST, and the total amount goes here $374. So you just add them together and $374 here. Next, July 9th, sorry, received invoice number TJ324 from Red Hot Electrics for materials purchased, a total of $330 including GST of $30. So make sure you're reading it correctly. It is including GST of $30. Here it said plus, here it said plus, so we had the GST separate, but here it says $330 is inclusive of GST. Okay, so we need to figure out how much amount is going into our this column here because we are purchasing the materials. Okay, now Red Hot Electrics, 9th of July, receipt number this, materials are $300. Now I explained this in my previous video. So if you have an amount says total of $330 including GST of $30, so you're just subtracting $30 from there, and then this is your materials, you paid for materials $30 and you've got $330 there. Okay, now July 13th, bought materials on credit from Wholesale Electrics for $90 plus $9 GST, so again plus GST, invoice number this. So Wholesale Electrics again 32093, purchase materials $90, GST $9, and your accounts payable is $99. So you're adding them together. Okay, now July 19th, received invoice number this for $1,120 worth of materials plus $12 GST, purchased from Red Hot Electrics. Okay, so Red Hot Electrics, receipt number this, materials for $120, plus $12 GST, so the total amount goes $132. Okay. Now last one is July 24th, purchased light fittings from Wholesale Electrics and received invoice number 33102 for total of $130 plus GST of $13. Okay. Again, Wholesale Electrics here, invoice number here, materials $130, and then you've got the GST for $13, and your total accounts payable for Wholesale Electrics is $143. Okay. Now, a couple of things to remember here. There's no entry in sundries account, so if you don't make this column in your credit purchases journal, it's fine. I won't deduct any marks, so you can get rid of that if you want to. Because they asked for special column for purchases of materials, so I've got materials here and I've got the lights here because these are the only two transactions being purchased. Okay, now you need to total them all. So materials worth this amount, lights worth this amount, GST total this, and accounts payable is total $1,628. Okay, now this is your A. Let's jump on to B. Okay, now this is asking us to transfer the information from purchases journal into individual records for accounts payable. Okay, now we need to see here, we need to transfer them into individual accounts. So let's see how many accounts we have. We have Wholesale Electrics, we have Lights Are Us, we've got Red Hot Electrics as well. Okay, Red Hot Electrics, then you've got Wholesale Electrics is again the same, Red Hot Electrics and Wholesale Electrics. Okay, so these are three accounts we need to make. So Wholesale Electrics again, Lights Are Us and Red Hot Electrics. Okay, now I'm not going to look at this here, I'm just going to look at my credit purchases journal and putting down the entries here. Okay, now let's look at Wholesale Electrics first. Wholesale Electrics was July 2nd, first entry. So 2nd July I purchased materials, invoice number this, total amount $550 and balance is $550. Okay, I don't need to separate GST and materials here, I can just put the amount from this column here. Okay, this is the column amount that I'm going to take. Okay, now next Wholesale Electrics is July 13th. So July 13th again I purchased materials for $99, invoice 32093, amount $99. The amount that comes here is going to be $550 plus $99. Okay, 550 plus 99 is $649. So again, as I said in my slides, it's going to be the running balance. Okay, next is Wholesale Electrics again, July 24th, materials GST invoice number this, $143 total, and then 649 plus 143 is 792, which means $792 is the total accounts payable to Wholesale Electrics. So this is the total money you need to pay to Wholesale Electrics. Okay, same as Lights Are Us. So let's look at July 5th of July, lights invoice number this, total amount this, $374 from here. Okay, now Red Hot Electrics, let's look at these two entries there. So July 9th, materials GST invoice number this, amount $330 again from here. Okay, then balance is $330. Second entry was Red Hot Electrics again, 19th of July, TJ371, and $132. $132 comes here, and then 330 plus 132 is $462. Okay, so this means that this is the amount we need to pay to Red Hot Electrics. Okay, this is fairly easy. Now accounts payable schedule. Okay, this is your C. So prepare an accounts payable schedule as at 31st of July 2023. Okay, make sure you're writing the date on the top here. So okay, accounts payable schedule as at 31st of July 2023. If you're not writing this correctly, I'm going to take off your marks. Okay, so now you don't need to do anything, you don't even need to look at the credit purchases journal. I'm just going to look at these records here. Okay, so first one is Wholesale Electrics. Wholesale Electrics, total amount due is $792. That comes here. Okay, Lights Are Us, total amount due $374. I get them here. Okay, now Red Hot Electrics, total amount due is $462. That comes down here, and you just give me a total. Okay, Now this is the amount, $1,628, that will go into the balance sheet under current liabilities as accounts payable. Okay. Now again, for this question to be fully correct, you need to make sure you're putting the entries correctly over here. Okay, and then everything follows from here. Okay, once you've done the credit purchases journal, you do the individual records and then you make the accounts payable schedule. Okay, hopefully this was easy enough to understand. If you have any questions, shout out and I can explain it again, or we can do a voice conference and go through it all over again. Okay, take care and bye bye.